Okay, so today I figured I'd show you how to plug a tire when you get a puncture in it. And I was on my way home this morning from work, and that is one nasty puncture right there. Yeah, I was feeling that thing going down the road. As soon as it was in there, it was going tick, 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 tick. So I had to pull over and put the donut on it. And so I woke up earlier, and I'm gonna get to it. So here's the tools I'm going to use to do this job. I got my vice grips here, and this is a tire plug kit. You can get it at any automotive store. It's about 10-15 bucks. And I got my gloves there, so I'll show you how this is done. Now, the tire plug kit comes with these two tools. You got the reaming tool and the applicator tool, and of course it comes with some plugs. I'm going to start by removing the thing. Get these vice grips locked on here. Almost right away when you start pulling on it, you're going to hear the air hissing and leaking out. There we go. I've never removed a bolt from a tire. I've had plenty of screws, plenty of nails. Damn it. Car going by. Now I've had plenty of punctures in tires. Screws, nails. Okay, this tool is not going to stop the air from leaking. It usually does. I'm probably going to need 2 plugs in this. Here's another little tip. You can use the reaming tool to help you push this into the needle of the applicator tool, because it is a pain to do. And then once you do, use your pliers to pull it on through. Alright. Wait for this car to go by. Alright, so the bolt is in there still holding the air in the tire. It is easier with the air in the tire to do this, because if you try to shove the applicator tool in there, when it's deflated, the tire is just going to collapse on you and it's going to be a huge pain. And it is also easier to do this with the tire on the car, but I already went through and put the donut on this morning, so let me just do this with the tire off of the car so I can also easier show you guys. So, and I got 2 plugs in the applicator tool. It's tough, but you can do it, and I think it may be necessary for this hole since the reaming tool slipped through with no problem. So here we go. See what I mean by this can be a pain to do. Would be help if you rotate it around. So, finally, after a little bit of struggle, I finally got it in there enough. I actually ended up picking the tire up and dropping it on the applicator. I don't recommend doing this because I've broken the tools before doing it, but you know what? I had to buy a new kit because I break these all the time. Alright, now, with the plugs in there, just grab it and yank as hard as you can. Okay, and that failed. See? Oh, wait. There we go. That seems to have done the trick, I guess. Alright, now, with the plug in place, you want to cut a little bit of the excess off with a razor blade. Not all of it. You want to leave some sticking out, but you don't want all of this sticking out as you're going down the road. And there you have it. That is probably about enough right there. And you won't really feel that. These things are light. So, now it's plugged. It's not leaking any air when I pull on it or push on it in any direction now. So, the only thing left is to put it on the car and take it for a test drive. Now before you pick the car up off the ground, make sure you break the lug nuts loose, especially on the front wheels. Also, make sure you use something to block the tires if you're jacking the car up, even if it is just a couple pieces of wood. Always remember to check your tire pressure when you're done, because air is going to get out, of course. Okay, so what happened was I went out for a test drive, and that plug that I struggled to put in there failed. I only got about a mile down the road, so I had to pull over and put the donut back on it. I came back home and I didn't have enough daylight to record it, but I repeated the process with 2 more plugs. I feel like the problem was I used the plugs that came with the tools, and even as I was holding them, I felt like they were cheap. They weren't very sticky, and you know, good tire plugs are sticky. And I had some from before, and I shoved 2 in there, and there they are. And focus. So I drove to the local Wawa, got some coffee, came back, and what do you know? It's holding air. I reinflated the tire. It's still holding pressure. I got to put the center cap back on. But yeah, all I did was I repeated the process I showed you before with some better tire plugs. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. So and well, the real test will come if it'll get me to work tonight.